All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It is just such a glorious day. Did I say it was a glorious day? It is, because anytime that we are on bras, panties, and sports, it's a good day. And you are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. This is Spitface here with the voice lady of sports talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. We got CJ out of Chi-Town, and she got a couple of rib sandwiches with extra barbecue sauce on it. So, it's looking good today, let me tell you. And, of course, we got them Shimmy Shake girls. Now, we want you to check out the music this week on Shout Out. The First Lady is featuring Mack and the Heart Attack Horns, where they find their shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button. Okay, First Lady, we got CJ, we got the morning giggle to wake everybody up. Get your coffee on. Let's hear that giggle.
Glad to see brown people in the audience. That's nice. Of course, you'd be here at the taping. It's free. You cheap bastard. Indian people, don't even act like you're not cheap. You know you're cheap. It's in our blood to be cheap. Now, people say Jews are cheap. Jews aren't actually cheap. Jews will spend the money if they think it's worthwhile. A Jew will grab a shirt and go, I don't know. All right, it feels like it's good material. Here's my money. Whereas an Indian guy's like, I don't know. I could probably get this made for $4. And when you're not looking, he pulls out a knife. How much now? It's ripped. I don't buy ripped shirts. We are cheap, man. It's in our blood. My dad's so good at being cheap that he could convince you that you're wrong. I took my dad to a bar. He ordered a beer. The waitress was like, it's $4.50, sir. My dad's like, okay. Here's $3.
All right, y'all. Now, I'm glad he mentioned it first, because I'm going to tell you, I got some Indian friends. Them boys tight. They are tight. But since he said it, all I'm doing is agreeing, so I don't want no hate mail from the Indian community, because look, your own person said that one now. I'm just following suit. All right, First Lady, we're ready for what you're saying.
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, and let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Enos Cancer of the OKC Thunder is flying away from the government of Turkey. Apparently, Enos has been flapping his wings against the authoritative government, which is a big no-no, and his passport has been revoked. Wow. When we looked at Colin Kaepernick being blackballed, it seems minor compared to having your government against you and waiting to lock you up. Given Enos is a famous athlete with this, will this strengthen his case for asylum? Should he refuse to stand when they play the Turkish national anthem? Should American players take a real look at their commitments when it comes to country and the social fabric of our society? Amber Stocks, Pokey Chapman, Vicki Johnson, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, I know one thing, Enos Cancer, he needs to ask Mike Flynn, former national security advisor, to see if he can come and help him reconcile with his country. Especially since he has such a great relationship with them because the government, because he got $500,000 to lobby for them. So, Enos, you need to really reach out to that man. But you know what? this cancer story has not ended. Now, we thought since Enos is back in the United States, everything would be okay. But guess what? A recent report said that Turkey issued an arrest warrant for cancer, claiming that he was a member of an armed terrorist organization. Now, really, when did Enos Cancer have time to be a member of an armed terrorist organization? He just finished playing in the NBA for most of the year. I mean, that is just typical of dictatorships when anybody push against their rule. So, I mean, the one good thing for Enos Cancer, he's here in the United States, and yes, I think between the NBA and the government, and like I said, help from Michael Flynn, he definitely should get his asylum status, because there's no way Enos Cancer is going back to Turkey. Trust me on that. He won't be going back to Turkey. And guess what? He doesn't even have to worry about standing for the Turkish anthem, because that anthem is never played in the United States. But, but on a serious note, athletes, there's a lot of concern for athletes that are overseas, because these countries with, where the human dignity is not supported, it becomes a major problem. And the thing is, when you play overseas, you got to worry about more than just, traditional living quarters and all that. You do got to worry about sometimes your life, because these foreign governments, they are completely different than the United States. And unfortunately for these players, I mean, if they can't make it in the United States, they have no other way to go follow their dreams. And the only time they can follow their dreams, they do got to play in foreign countries. So they just got to watch their back. Definitely got to watch their back. So, CJ, how you feel about this Enos Cancer situation?
If Obama was in office, I would say, yeah, we have no problems keeping him here. But with that other 45, we're going to have to say some prayers.
Oh.
Because
right, he is a foreign.
Because he's not playing. He's just not being against, the southern borders. Any border, he's saying immigrants can't come.
Mm-hmm.
So this is even a better reason for the NFL, the NBL, the ACIU, everybody's got to be on 45. Because these folks can't go back. They can't go back to that lifestyle. They've gotten used to the US of A. Now, maybe Canada will pick him up and make him a citizen so that he can stick around.
You ain't saying the United States is going to give him asylum, huh, CJ? Not with 45.
We can't even give the people who need real asylum from death.
Right.
Asylum right now. I mean, there's people that are about to die if they go back. We can't give them asylum. So
he get ready to set all them Haitians back.
Exactly. So what can we do with him? And the only thing his threat is what? That he didn't bow down? We got to.
He was flapping his wings too much. All right, CJ. All right, Spitface. What do you feel about this situation with Enos Cancer?
One of the things that looking at the situation, one thing, they had the big man from Turkey in the United States, and it was an absolute disgrace because he had the nerve to have his thugs beat up on some peaceful protesters here in my country. That's right, my country. I want my country back. That's right. All these folks, we want our country back. Look, no. This is my country. I was here. My peoples helped build this country. My people spent blood, sweat, and didn't get paid. And now all of a sudden these folks are, I want my country back. I want my country back. You already had the country. And we see what you done did with it. Now you sitting up here and letting in folks who I put it like this, they got a D all right, it's called dictator. And they come on over here like they running something. They gonna come over here and like they bosses and all of that. Now, you know, I put it like this. The American athletes, y'all need to look up at something. Now, I know we got social injustice. We do. We got social injustice here. But we ain't got it like them other places. Now, don't be trying to conflate. Yeah, that's right. I use the word. Go look it up in the dictionary. Conflate. Don't try to conflate their behavior with the social injustice over here. Because I'll put it like this. You ain't getting beat up. You ain't getting stabbed, murdered. You know, you ain't got. Now, I don't want to upset Vladdy because we know Vladdy is really the president of the United States. And you know which Vladdy I'm talking about because I didn't sign up for no Russian Red, but we know who the president of the United States really is, Vladdy. You know, I don't speak a lick of Russian. I got to deal with this. I got to deal with this one. But I don't want to piss them off now because all of a sudden people get poisoned with radioactive material. So I don't want none of that happening, you know, Vladdy. But so President Ennis got to watch his back. He got to watch his back because you know that there's some backdoor channels that the White House has been trying to set up. They might have one with Turkey, and man, you could end up being a fried boy. So you got to watch your back. Now, you know. Colin Kaepernick, yeah, you got blackballed. That's right. I don't know why they call it black. I like blackballs. You know, I like, you know, you got the pool and you got the black. I like a blackball, you know. But Colin, oh yeah, you got blackball. They making you sweat it out, but you gonna get paid. You gonna get paid more than I'm gonna get paid next season. So, I feel for you. They're making you sweat and everything, but I saw you in them Beats commercials. I got a funny feeling you got some bank. So I'm with you, bro. You know, hey, look, you know, you took the heat, you stood up, but it ain't like the heat that you get from these other countries. Now, given that they trying to revoke they revoked your passport. And they putting out an arrest warrant, you know, you might get handed over. You might just get handed over. And, you know, there was a time, as CJ said, when we had President, that's right, Barack Hussein Obama, that would have been a no-no. Nah, man, we ain't going that way. We ain't going that way. But, of course, the big D wouldn't have been in our country, letting his hooligans and thugigans, you know, rough up some people in our country like he running something. So the only turkey I like is on Thanksgiving.
All right. All right. Okay.
Or today.
Today, right?
Smoking.
Well, I guess we in agreement, Mr. Cancer. He definitely better keep his butt here in the United States and try to just forget his country. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But you're right, Spitface. There's a lot of problems in Turkey because you're right. They came in our country and started acting a fool. So anyway, over to you, Spitface.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making it rears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion. Overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are not talking about Laura James, Jetta, or Paige. We are talking about the knockout punch the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors put on their opponents during the pregame warm-up to the Thriller in Manila. Is it a good thing that it is Cleveland and the Warriors and everybody else is simply second rate? Should Chris Paul go to San Antonio if he wants a real shot at a ring? If the Warriors don't win it all, will Kevin Durant look foolish? Catherine Smith, Sarah Thomas, and Justine Siegel are asking what you saying. You know, I'm really looking at it and I'm going, man, it is looking like Cleveland Cavaliers and nobody else in the East. Nobody. nobody else in the East. And then Golden State at least had a little bit of some kind of looking like some competition, but that they ain't quite like Golden State and then, just the West. At least there's some Western Conference teams that if they met up with Cleveland, it would be some game on. They wouldn't just get beat down. But I don't know. Now, I'm looking at Chris Paul's situation. Chris Paul need to get out of town. He do need to get out of town. Because, he ain't going nowhere. They ain't winning no ring, and they ain't getting no shot at a ring. And, before, and I like that Chris Paul is kind of chirping that he want to go to San Antonio. He don't want to go to the Warriors. He don't, he's like, look, you know what? I want to go to a competitive team where if I'm there, and right now San Antonio could use Chris Paul. They could use a Chris Paul. You got, Manu, bye-bye Manu, and Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew is kind of, he still got some game, but it ain't, they need a little more game. Now, I think the one person who out of everything will look bad, if not foolish, bad, would be Kevin Durant if the Warriors do not beat Cleveland. If they do not beat Cleveland, Kevin Durant will look foolish. And I'm going to say this other thing. Everybody has treated Kevin Durant like he's still a little kid. Kevin Durant been in the league a long time. He is a seasoned vet. That's a grown man. And everybody still, just because he got some little boyish looks, everybody kind of like step back, like treat him like he a little sweetie or something. Man, that grown, and Kevin Durant rough. He is rough. Kevin Durant ain't exactly nice on the court. I done seen him step on a foot or two. But I think he will come out looking the waste if it ends up that Cleveland repeats. CJ, what you say?
I agree. Kevin Durant is who keeps us feeling young. That's the reason why we don't want him to age. Because if he ages, then all the rest of the basketball team players, us old ladies, they say that we try to be cougars. So we have to keep Kevin Durant young. If he's not, then who will? He's a bad player. Yes, he is. And that's what reason we keep him saying that he is young, because he's vibrant. He's moving. He hasn't really been hurt. Unlike that Chris Paul. Now, didn't he get hurt or something? Now,
all the time.
Stays hurt. We want to root for him, yeah. But I'm just not soft on these athletes that get paid millions and they can't play with a sprained ankle. That they got to sit it out. They got to put on a suit and wait. Whereas if they were here in the basketball court over here on the concrete, they would still be playing hard, still trying to get the ladies to look at them, and still trying to dream of being in the NBA. So you're right. I agree wholeheartedly. Kevin Durant's got to get it this time. If he does it, he's really going to cry some crocodile tears. And I'm going to be there with him.
First lady, pass me the tissue. Over to you. What you saying, First Lady?
Well, I'm gonna get to Kevin Durant later, but let me just start off by saying I'm so excited about this finals. I mean, it's been a long time. Well, not a long time, but this is going to be exciting because this is the first time the NBA has had a trilogy. The Cavs and the Warriors. This is the rubber match. Now, yeah, The Warriors won the first year, Cavs won the second year. You know, they came back from 3-1, and now I think for the first time, both teams are healthy, well rested, because we know they're well rested because they rested a lot, especially the Cavs during the regular season. So there's no excuse whatsoever. So I'm looking forward to these finals. And the thing is it good for the NBA that you have the same two teams going back to back? Yeah, it's good for the NBA in the short term because the league is television ratings are up. And trust me, I can imagine that this finals will probably be the highest rated NBA finals in the history of the NBA because everybody knew it was a foregone conclusion that these two teams were together. We just had to wait through the dreadful NBA season in order to get to this point, but we are at this point, so, I mean, we are looking forward to it. Now, getting on with Mr. Chris Paul. Chris Paul, it's time. It's time for Chris Paul to leave the Clippers. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he's all about money or is he all about title. Because if he's all about the money, he's going to stay with the Clippers. But if he's all about at least having a chance just to get to the conference finals, Chris Paul has never been to a conference final. He holds the record. He has played 76 CJ and Spitface, 76 postseason games without making it to the conference finals in the Western Conference. So it's time for Chris Paul to just leave the Clippers, leave L.A., and go to boring San Antonio. But, Jesus, at least we'll have a chance to get to the conference finals. My goodness. And speaking of winning and giving you a chance to succeed, Mr. Kevin Durant, KD. I don't know if you guys heard recently, he did an article for The Vertical, and the question was asked of him, what would a ring mean for you? That's the question that was asked. Do you know this fool didn't say that he was looking, it would mean a lot? His answer, the first thing out of his mouth, he said, it wouldn't, let me quote, he says, I got a life. I got other things I want to achieve. I mean, I couldn't believe he would say something like that. You got other things that you want to achieve. Man, you left the OKC Thunder. You were almost, matter of fact, you should have won the game. You didn't play well in the last game to leave to go to the Golden State Warriors. And the reason why you left because you wanted to have a chance for a ring. And when somebody asked you a question, what would it mean to have a ring, you're going to try to sidestep this situation. I mean, are you trying to you're already trying to see if you don't win this ring, it's not going to mean anything to you. Well, I'm going to tell you something, KD. If you do not win a ring, you are a damn fool because you left a team to go to the Warriors to win a ring. Man, you needed to say that means a lot to you, having a ring, because that's the reason why you left. You are the top three players, one of the top three players in the league. I mean, my goodness. You would look like a real fool if you don't win a ring. And that's all I got to say about KD. Man, you got to step up, and that's all I say. You got to be the man. This is your time, and you're going against your nemesis, LeBron James. So you better perform well, KD, or we're going to be looking at you. We don't have to worry about talking about LeBron James next year. We'll be talking about KD, why he can't get it done, because he is on a super team. You're on a super team, and you wouldn't win a ring. All right.
All right. Okay, you heard it. Wow. Okay, First Lady. Well, first we got to note that in the hint, it should be Brits.
Oh.
Okay. All right, First Lady, take us to break.
The first two listeners to email us or send a shout-out while the ladies are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLshop.com and a $25 gift card from our new partners, Victoria's Secret. And as Spitface just says, the hint is they are Brits with a chokehold. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Jack, Mack, and the Heart Attack Horns. That's a mouthful on the first part of Shout Out.
Hey, Fred Wesley and the Horny Horns.
KD, you better win. That's all I'm saying.
They was funky, let me tell you. They was funky. The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Jack, Mack, and the Heart Attack Horns.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If you like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we have, yes, Jack, Mack, and the Heart Attack Horns with their album, Back to the Shack. And the song we're going to hear, DJ, is Bad Habit. Boy, where's Dr. Seuss when we need him? That's bad habits. From Jack Mack and the Heart Attack Horns. All right, CJ, are you feeling this song? You going to shout it out or hit the mute?
Well, if it was on my little music playlist, maybe it could be used for cleaning up the house. It got a little James Brown slide to it. But is it going to make the top 40? I don't think so.
So you hitting the mute?
As I say, I'm going to give it a mute.
Okay.
Not for the 21st century.
All right, CJ wasn't feeling this song. Spitface, what's your take on this song?
Hanging out in the South, in New Orleans, and all them old good places, Baton Rouge, Shreveport. Hey, my man was jamming. Shoot, we be passing the rib sandwiches around and a couple of cold ones and having us a good time. And the Shimmy Shake girls was shimmying and shaking. And I like my man's little shout out to James Brown. So hey, I'm shouting it out.
Okay. CJ, I kind of like the song. I'm going to shout it out now. I don't know if the song has made money, but the song has made money, the state of James Brown. They do need to see a lawyer because that song almost resembles one of James Brown's songs for sure. It seemed like it was the same horns that James Brown was using. So, Jack Mack and the Heart Attack Horns, y'all better be careful now. All right, I'm going to shout it out. I'm shouting it out. But anyway, on part 2, we'll have another performance from Jack Mack and the Heart Attack Horns to see if they're going to resemble another James Brown song. Oh, well, anyway, speaking of the sound, is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
All right, it looks like it is time for Flip It, and we don't know what happened here, but the old Flipper, but
Flip It
maybe
must be sleeping this morning.
Yeah, Flipper must be doing. I think Flipper's still trying to. Oh, wait just a second here.
Faster than lightning, no one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, lying there under the sea.
All right, Flipper was still partying the Jack Mack and the Heart Attack. And, I saw Flipper over there trying to do his James Brown slide across the waterways. All right, time for Flip It, where our host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The ball cabal, that's right, cabal, look that up in the dictionary, y'all, has made it clear they want Lonzo to play for the Lakers. And they are refusing to work out for any of the other teams. Now, Boston, which is way across the country from L.A., has the number 1 pick. I don't know how they lucked up and get to be in the conference championships and end up getting the number 1 pick in the draft. Talk about lucky leprechauns, shamrocks, but they got the number 1 pick. Now, if Lonzo is the best player, even though the ball cabal has said nobody but the Lakers, should they choose him anyway? So we're asking our panel to defend on the first part. If Lonzo is truly the best player, they would be foolish not to draft, no matter what Don Ball wants. This is the NBA. Now, I'm looking at the situation and stuff, and hey, Boston, the name of the game is if Lonzo got all the talent they say, if he is the number one ranked, you got to pick him. You know, it don't matter about none of this off-court stuff unless you find him beating up some woman. Now, that's different. You know, you find him beating up some woman, you know, that video, audio, or suspicion, then that's something else. But the only distraction is he trying to make some money. And really, it ain't Lonzo. It's Daddy Zo. You know, it's Daddy Ball trying to make some money. Now, Daddy Ball can go do whatever the hell he want to do. You know, because that ain't got Daddy ain't playing. He ain't gonna be the one on the court taking shots. He ain't gonna be the guy on the court passing the ball. He ain't gonna be the guy on the court flying high making the dunks. So Daddy ain't got nothing to do with it, other than it is his son. And Lonzo, he gonna play whatever the NBA say he play. Because here's the thing, and a little reminder from old wise sage, and that old wise sage is called Shaq. Now, Shaq Daddy said this. He said, look, I'm rich, but the guy who signs my check is wealthy. And in the NBA, guess what, Don Ball? It's the guy who signs the check. And he who has the gold has the power. And the NBA owners have the gold and they have the power. So Lon's going to play wherever he paid to play. Now, if you can make $3 billion on the side, on shoe deals and marketing and all that, more power to your brother. Matter of fact, you need to sponsor Bras, Panties, and Sports so that you can sell some of them shoes to a female audience. You know, I'm just giving you a little word up. But Boston need to. Look, Boston, you got a team. You need players that will be able to get you over the Cleveland Cavalier hump. You know, that may be your starting place right there. So Boston, they'd be foolish not to choose Lonzo because of Daddy Don. CJ, defend. They should pick Lonzo.
If they pick Lonzo or if they don't pick Lonzo, we have to say that he's going to get picked just because he's a good guy. I can't really say anything bad about him, but then I can't really say anything great about him either. So I'm trying to be the best flippitter I can be and say best wishes, maybe some hugs and kisses, but he won't be around long. Nope. He won't be around too much longer.
All right. We heard the defense from CJ. First Lady, defend.
And Lonzo Ball is truly one of the best players, and the Celtics would be foolish not to draft him, regardless of what Lamar Ball says and what he wants in the NBA. I mean, Papa Ball, he can't do anything to prevent the Celtics from drafting his son. And if I can call the man Alonzo, but if Lonzo wants to play in the NBA, he just needs to go to the team that drafts him. Personally, I think the Celtics, they need more of a pass-first point guard. So I really think Lonzo is really a better fit for the Celtics than the true first-round draft pick. They say Markelle Fultz. He's the best athlete, but he's a scoring point guard. They already have that in Isaiah Thomas, so they really need Lonzo Ball because they could either move Isaiah to number 2 guard. But anyway, if it doesn't work out, You know, he don't have to work out for the Celtics. Why he need to work out for the Celtics? There's enough video of this kid to see if he fits their team. If you remember last year, Ben Simmons, he said he wasn't going to work out for the Sixers, and he didn't work out for the Sixers. But did that stop the Sixers from drafting him? Yeah, they drafted him anyway. So, I mean, these draft picks, I don't even know what they're trying to predict. They can't do anything. The salaries are set in the NBA. You already know how much you're going to get depending on where you're drafted. So Lonzo, he really can't afford to hold out for the whole season. He can't go against the Celtics. Remember, the Celtics have lots of draft picks, and they just came off of going to the Eastern Conference Finals. So you want to know something, Lamar Ball, Papa Ball? The Celtics they can afford for your son to wait if they pick him. It's not going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt them now, but it darn sure will hurt you and your son because, remember, you got those $495 sneakers to sell, Papa Ball, that you put on the market. And the only way they're going to sell, your son has to play. So just shut up all the nonsense. And if the Celtics pick him as number one, just be glad he's chosen as a number one player and go to Boston and play.
All right, you heard the defense from the voice lady, but you know this is flip it where y'all got to figure out what side we really are on the ball. Now, given the headache Papa Ball will be, and he is already showing, I am going to be a headache. He got big old flags, headache, but break out your Bayer, your Tylenol, your ibuprofen. You know, you might need some real drugs for the headache I'm going to put on the NBA. And whatever team choose him, he going to be a headache because Papa Ball wants Zoe to be the star of all stars, whether it's on the court or in the media or because he wants it. So he is going to be a headache. You are going to have someone who's going to critique and criticize every coaching decision that he feels doesn't have his son look fabulous. You know, that's just how it's going to be. If Zoe ain't having the ball in his hands 98% of the time, note I said 98% of the time, Papa Ball going to have an issue. And so, you know, and the pressure that Papa Ball is creating for his son to produce in the NBA, and his son going to have to, hey, you know what, now he playing with the big boys. He playing with guys that got talent. He playing with guys that got physical build. He playing with guys that got experience, veterans. So he ain't playing them college players no more. He ain't playing the, you know, where you get to play teams where you might have one person, maybe two, that's really, you know, a strong player. No, he playing with teams where this is the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And Don Ball, Papa Ball, is a pain in the neck that a coach and an organization really, really don't need. It'll be better to pass the ball to another team and avoid the headache. And if it be the Lakers, which I'm going to Lakers, I don't know, y'all might want to think twice about that too, because the only person who running that show is Magic. But the Boston, pass the ball. You can't go wrong with the number one rated player. Okay, you ain't gonna lose out. That it ain't like you're gonna lose out. Oh no, we didn't get line. Look, you didn't get him. You didn't get him. But the headache that you avoided and the possible disruption in the locker room caused by Papa Ball, because he gonna say something, and now there's gonna be dissension in your locker room. You don't need that. You don't need that. Pass the ball to another team. CJ, defend.
He needs to pass the ball to another team. You can't play. One thing, I'll just say this. I'd love for him to do it, but when you work and the daddy's the boss, you're not going to have too many friends. because nobody's going to want to trust you. We really want to have him play his best. He wants to play his best too, I'm sure. But he's going to have that problem of his daddy in the background, shouting and giving little, my son didn't get the ball for 3 minutes last week. Nobody wants to hear that. But he wants to play. He has it in his heart. I would love for him to be able to have a chance. But knowing, as I say, knowing them like I know them, it's going to be a rough road for him. And I'm just hoping he'll be able to climb and come out victorious and show him what he's really made of and become the great athlete that both his father and us fans would love to see.
All right, you heard the defense out of Chi-Town, and pass that barbecue sauce, will you, CJ? But First Lady gets the final word, defend.
Danny Ainge has really worked hard to position the Celtics to have the number 1 draft pick, and they just lost the conference finals. So why would they want to put up with big mouth Lamar Ball? I mean, this man would be a distraction all seasons, the whole season, for what you said, CJ, and what you said, Spitface. I mean, it's chronicle. We know that this man would be complaining about his son's time. He's not getting the ball. He's not doing this right. The coach is not doing this. I mean, he's done this at every level that Lonzo has played. High school, college. And, man, you remember he talked about the white ball players on the college team? Now, if the Celtics had picked Lonzo, we talking about Boston now. We talking about racial situation in Boston. Man, that would be a bad situation with Lonzo Ball in Boston. Definitely not with his mouth. Why are you going to even deal with that? I mean, poor Lonzo would have problems in the locker room. I mean, we're not talking about college players. See, they can put up with all that talking about professional players. Man, they would get on him in the locker room. It just will not be a great situation. The chemistry wouldn't be good. First of all, for me, I think the Celtics shouldn't even draft the top-rated pick, folks. I think they just need to trade the pick, and they need to try to get a top-notch superstar, either Gordon Hayward, Jimmy Butler, Paul George. Shoot, maybe the Knicks can give up Carmelo Anthony to get the number 1 pick. That's wishful dreaming. That's wishful dreaming on my part. Okay, but you know what? The Celtics, they hold all the cards. They're not desperate to choose ball because not only do they have this year pick, they have the Brooklyn Nets first-round pick next year.
Oh, wow.
Look. Now Spitface, you asked how they came across that. Well, now you know why the former Nets GM Billy King was kicked the hell out of Brooklyn, because he mortgaged their future. That's what he did. He mortgaged the Brooklyn Nets future. But anyway, Danny Ainge, forget about that Papa Ball. Move on.
All right, you heard the defense. Pass the ball. First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
Lonzo ain't going to be passing the ball with Papa Ball whispering in his ear. You better keep that ball, boy. You better keep that ball.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, over to you.
First Lady CJ, I think we have something interesting today. First Lady CJ, I always say that, look, you should, avoid things that can get you jail time. All right, California woman with drawn-on beard arrested for bank robbery. Police in California arrested a woman suspected of robbing a local bank on Tuesday while disguised with a drawn-on beard. Danville police said a press release describing the incident, which occurred at around 9:10 a.m. when the suspect entered the bank in West Danville wearing black pants, black shirt, a camouflage backpack, and what appeared to be a painted-on beard. Police said the suspect entered the bank and handed the teller a note demanding money, but did not display a weapon during the crime. The suspect then fled the bank on foot and was last seen near the intersection of West El Pintado Road and Diablo Road until she was apprehended by police. Wonder if that drawn-on beard has something to do with it. Officers identified the suspect as a 36-year-old woman named Jennifer Ray McClary, and she was booked on charges of robbery and possession of a controlled substance at a local detention facility. I think it was that drawn-on beard.
I can afford a real beard.
Some kind of fake beard. Gosh darn, the water is splashing on you. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It Part 2. There have been some folks in the sports world, I ain't going to say who say the NBA championship is the one sport where the two best teams actually compete. Wow. I guess the Cubs and Patriots played inferior talent and rolled over their opponents. Panel defend. The NBA has always had dominating teams that were head and shoulders above the rest, and the best of the best always meet up for the championship. Now, First Lady, CJ, I'm looking at this and I'm going, hey, Boston, Lakers. Think that now that they were the best of the best. You knew they were the best teams. Cleveland, Warriors. Once again, you got the best of the best playing. Detroit, the Pistons, Lakers, the best of the best. And when we look at the NFL and even baseball, the NFL, if your team get hot, let's look at the New York Giants. Now, they won the Super Bowl twice, but were they the best team? You know, they barely made it to the playoffs. They hit lightning in a bottle, got hot, and went on a roll. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, Belichick just can't beat them darn Giants in any kind of Super Bowl. He just, whatever they done figured out, they keep getting them. So, were the Giants the best team, or were they the hottest team at the time? Now, in baseball, hey, it's a long season, and you can have a top team, really the talent, everything working, and get wiped out in that first round of the playoffs. That first round. Look at the Cubs. Here they are, they are on their way, and a fan puts his hand out and snatches the ball. I don't know if he's still a Cubs fan because he got a lot of hate mail after that, death threats and everything else. So that year did the best teams play in the World Series when the Cubs were denied an opportunity because of a fan putting his hand out and grabbing a ball. So the NBA overall is going to be the two best teams because, Michael Jordan, the Bulls, back-to-back, three-peats. Not only did they have to beat the best in their conference, they had to beat the best in the Western Conference. So in the NBA, it is the best teams always seem to rise up to the top, and that's who you're going to end up playing. CJ, the best of the best, NBA.
The best of the best at NBA from the time that I was a little kid sitting on my daddy's knee has always been the best. You've always said Celtics, Lakers, Detroit. These new teams that are coming up that we've never heard their names before, they're trying, but they have legacy. When you think of Larry Bird, you don't think of Sesame Street. You think of baked beans. When you think of, unfortunately, Kobe Bryant, you think of the Lakers. They have a long time history. And these players that are coming up today, they are striving to play for those types of teams. They might not make it with the drafts, but they're trying. They're trying to make it. So until things change or nature happens, the teams that are going to still be there are going to be those top teams. I'm with you, First Lady. This is going to be an exciting series. It really is. And I'll talk more about that later.
All right, you heard the defense from CJ. But we have to hear from the First Lady. The NBA always has the best of the best.
All the time. Team dominance, it's been going on in the NBA for years. Like you said, Spitface, the Celtics. The Celtics won 8 straight championships in the 60s. The NBA had Seattle Supersonics and the Washington Bullets in the 70s. In the 80s, it was the Celtics and the Lakers again. In the 90s, it was the Bulls. 6 championships. I mean, with the exception of, it was almost 6 in a row with the exception of 1 year when Michael decided he was going to play baseball. In 2000s, it's the Lakers, the Spurs, the Heat. Now it's the Cavaliers and the Warriors. This has been going on for years. The NBA has never shown parity in their history. They've always had super teams dominating. Baseball and football, they're a more team-oriented sport. Baseball, you have a whole, the team. You don't have one individual that can take a team to a chance.
All right, it looks like we lost First Lady's sound there, but hopefully she was driving on that point, and let's see if we can get her reconnected here. And okay, it looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with the First Lady production crew. Get on the case and get the First Lady back. But we're gonna go ahead and flip the script. First Lady, we got you back. Nope, we don't have it back. Oh, all right, she'll be back in a second. But we're gonna flip the script. Baseball and football have a lot more parity and are extremely competitive, which can't be said for the NBA when you have an entire conference that is weak with one talented team. So what I'm going to say is it appears in the NBA that the super teams, the best of the best, are always the ones that end up rising to the top to win the championship. But, you got to kind of look at how they really play. Are you getting the best of the best simply because you got a conference like the East where there's no competition? There's no competition. Cleveland just walked up and down, the regular season. They was darn near playing checkers. Why, I put it like this. The other teams were playing checkers while they were playing chess. Just weak. You got teams in the East that they would not be in the playoffs if they were in the West. So a lot of that strength is simply because the East has such weak teams. And then it flips around. There are years where the West has a bunch of weak teams. And the East is the team is the side that has the strong teams. So I think that that kind of gets muddled there. Now, Actually, I think that in the NFL and in baseball, the best teams do make it, and the best team wins. I mean, you're looking at here's the Patriots. Now, the Patriots don't have to win every game, but look at how many games they win during the regular season: 12-4, 13-3, 14-2, 16-0. You know, now I kind of think that that's like the best team. You know, and the nature of football is that hey, on any given Sunday, it's who shows up to be the best. That is the best team. It's not who got the best talent. It's not who got the, who's being, who they say is the best. It's actually the team that played the best on that Sunday, and that is the best team. They don't care about talent. Oh, you got the best talent. No, do you have the best team on that Sunday? And if the best team on that Sunday beats your butt and gets into the Super Bowl, they the best team. And if they win the Super Bowl, they the best team. So the best in the NFL and in baseball rise to the top, because you have a real challenge. You got obstacles in your way. While in the NBA, it's like, hey, you put together your superstar team and they just rolled over everybody. Well, hey, if I'm playing weak competition, I'm the best team. I just got weak competition to deal with all over the place. NFL, oh no, these Rough Riders, they get into the playoffs, all of a sudden everybody level of play rise. And you might have that great record, but are you the best team? Oh, we will. Now we in a cage match. We going forward. Shoot, this is like WWF all over again. But CJ, defend.
I believe the reason it's apples and oranges, yes, because they're both playing sports. However, when you think about the NFL and their integrity and their dedication, I could say, to the sport, I think it's a little different than basketball. Because in basketball, you have a bench that sits there and sits. And then they're called upon maybe if someone gets hurt. In football, the bench is your team. Because at any moment, one of them can be eliminated. And because of that, I think they play stronger. And they don't have the fear that is necessarily given with playing basketball. When they have the basketball, you can always tell the rookies when they come out that they're going to travel. They're going to step a little faster. They're going to do something that a professional wouldn't have necessarily do. With the NFL, yes, okay, their rookies will have a false start. They might be a little eager. They might even take a mask or two and throw a quarterback down the wrong way. But I think that football, because it is America's pastime sport, we pay a little bit more attention to it. And because of that, the players themselves are a little bit more dedicated to the sport and to winning, which makes them more cohesive than in basketball. And the trading is different, I believe, because they have a longer experience with football. You can get traded in a basketball team in a hot minute. For a while, it was so busy, I still have problems keeping up with people and where they're going to go, or where they've been, and who they're going to play with next. And they're smarter, but I don't know if their dedication is better. I still think that if you're going for the cream of the crop, if you're looking for the best of the best, football players, they're there. Basketball players, they try to have that same type of dedication and loyalty.
All right, you heard the defense from CJ, dedication and loyalty. First Lady, we hate that we had technical issues. You was making such a fine defense, but we flipping the script, defend.
Yeah, football definitely has more parity. It is extremely competitive, really because of the length of their season. Teams only play 16 games, so the regular season really matters. It's always said on any given Sunday, a team can be beaten, and because of the injuries or just bad play, so you're always not going to have the best teams that will make it to the playoffs or that will be playing in the playoffs. And that's the reason why football is so competitive and you just don't have so many dominant teams unless you're the New England Patriots. I mean, they're definitely not the norm. Now, in baseball, the season is very long, but the one thing about baseball, you don't have that many teams making it to the playoffs. So you only have, 5 teams per conference. So from 5 teams from the National League and 5 teams from the American League. So, I mean, and the thing about it, they have those 2 the 3 top teams plus the 2 wild cards. And that wild card games, there's only one time they play. They don't play multiple times. So, I mean, that's the reason why you don't always have the best teams playing, because when you got wild cards and they're playing the wild cards and usually they just play that one game, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best team. So that's the one reason why, to me, football and baseball is not, you don't have super teams. And basketball, you do have these super teams because of the way the league is set up. So that's why football and baseball, their playoffs are very exciting, because you really don't know who's going to make it. You can guess from the beginning of the season, but doesn't necessarily always work out. But the NBA, heck, we knew from the beginning, day one, that it was going to be the Warriors and the Cavs. That's just a shame.
All right, you heard the defense on both sides of Flip It this week. First Lady, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Mack and the Heart Attack Horns on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
I got that feeling. And I break out in a cold sweat. All right, y'all, welcome back. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the First Lady and the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have another performance from Mack and the Heart Attack Horns with their album, Back to the Shack. All right, DJ, let's hear Something in the Water. Something in the Water.
Don't believe what you read. Don't be fooled by what you see. Nothing is what it seems. Truth is hidden somewhere in me. The man he wants you to be afraid. Evil and fear are easily played. They'll tell you this, tell you that. But it's up to you to figure out where it's at. There's something in the water. Something in the water. I'm telling you, you got to believe. There's something in the water. I'm here. The politicians tell you lies. He's the devil
Okay, that's something in the water. Something in the water. So let's go to the panel to see what they think is in the water. Spitface, are you feeling that song? You're giving it a shout out or hitting the mute button?
I'm at the crawfish boil. We got the corn on the cob. We got the potatoes. We got big old buckets of crawfish. We got the cold beer going. Oh yeah. The water is good. I'm shouting it out.
Shouting it out. CJ, you
Well,
gonna
now
shout this
see,
one out?
they should have started with this one. This is a shout out. Now see,
Let's
that
shout
was some
it out.
blues. This is some blues. They were playing some show enough blues now. Yes, give them a shout. Shout.
All right. Okay, that's Dirty Down Blues. All right,
Yeah,
Southern Blues. Yeah, I want to shout it out too. There is definitely something in the water for Jack Mack and the Heart Attack Horns because they are a very soulful band. They, you know what? They remind me of the Average White Band. You remember the song? You remember the group, the Average White Band? That's who they remind me of. I don't know what they are, but that's who they sound
nothing but
like.
A schoolboy crush. But
That's right. Well, that's the end of the shout out. If you like what you heard from Jack Mack and the Heart Attack Horns, check them out at Old Grumpy Radio. If you'd like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. Well, it's time for the hardwood picks. I took the title last season. Well, I have two crowns this year, the NFL and the NBA hardwood. Well, unfortunately, we won't know this week because I do not have the picks results. It's just been a long week for our production assistants, so they'll definitely have them when we return. So anyway, let's get to the current picks. Steph Curry will have more fouls called against him than Kyrie Irving. 150,000 for the correct answer, minus 155,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to say yes because the Cavaliers, that's their secret weapon. They're going to work Steph Curry, make him play defense. So, CJ, what do you say?
all right, we had CJ. Where did CJ go?
Okay, so
All right.
CJ gone too.
I'm
There's a lot
talking
of
and y'all can't hear me.
Okay, there's a lot of technical problems this morning. All right, CJ, yes or no?
Yeah. Steve Curry gonna have more fouls.
Okay, so you yes say yes. Spitface.
I'm going with the ladies. I think Steph is gonna have more fouls called against him than Kyrie. Kyrie ain't high on the fire, and like you said, they're gonna make Steph play defense. So.
All right, Kevin Durant will score more points than LeBron James. 200,000 for the correct answer, minus 200,000 for the incorrect answer. Spitface.
I'm going to go with LeBron, so no.
So you say no. CJ.
I'm gonna have to go along too. LeBron gonna have more points than Durant.
I guess I'm gonna go along with that too because LeBron definitely got to score more in order for them to win. So I'm gonna say no too. Okay, moving along. Warriors will score more 3-pointers than the Cavaliers. Yes or no? All right, I'll start this off. I'm going to say no. The Cavaliers, they put up a lot of 3-pointers, so I'm going to say no. Now, they put them up now. I don't know who's going to score more, but I'm going to say no. Spitface.
I'm going to say no. The Cleveland is going to score more 3-pointers than the Warriors. I'm going to go no.
All right, CJ?
I'm going with the Warriors. They gonna score more 3-pointers, but they might not win the game.
Uh-huh. All right. They may not win the game. All right, let's go to the option. Warriors will have more turnovers than Cleveland. 1.5 million for the correct answer, minus 500,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, CJ, are you going to take the option?
Of course I am.
And what is your answer? Yes or no? The Warriors will have more turnovers than Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes, they will.
Okay.
They will have more turnovers.
I'm going to take the option. I have no choice. I haven't been doing well with the option, but I'm going to still take it. I'm going to say that the Warriors will have more turnovers. Spitface, are you taking the option?
I am not taking the option.
Oh, I know. You sitting on the top, so you don't have to take the option. Okay. All right, so we'll definitely have last week's picks and this week's picks. So moving along, it's time for our panel to give their outrageous predictions for the week. CJ, what is your outrageous predictions for the week?
For the week, well, I'm going to think, and I know that you all talking basketball and all, but I'm going to think that maybe this week all the little White Sox are going to win their games. That they're not going to be just beaten so badly this week. They're going to win.
All right. Spitface, what is your outrageous prediction?
My outrageous prediction for this week is that the Mayweather-McGregor fight will get finalized.
Wow.
Really?
De La Hoya, he had a mouthful to say about the fight. It won't happen if it's on his watch. But anyway, my outrageous prediction for the week, the Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush group will have enough money to buy the Florida Marlins, the Miami Marlins.
Ooh.
That's my outrageous prediction. They will have enough money. All right. Well, there's been so much news about immigration and Donald Trump's immigration ban on several countries, and good old Hillary Clinton. She's been able to lick her wounds from losing, and she's back in the public, and she's hitting Trump strong. She once said, "We are a country where people of all backgrounds, all nations of origin, all languages, all religions, and all races can have a home. America was built by immigrants." All right. Welcome back, Hillary. Please enjoy the poetic performance at the end of the show. This has been Cheryl Smith, CJ, and Spitface, and you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. See you next week. Have a happy Memorial Day.
No more wasted tears. Standing here on my own too. They say I gave up. Nah, I gave you love that you didn't appreciate. You took it for granted like my love was a waste. Sealing your fate because I no longer walk down lonely streets. Hell, it took a while, but truth, you was never truly for me. Finally seeing clearly as your well runs dry. Walking away with no tears in sight, gained insight, I still pray for you at night. You lost your hold. I've moved on, learning again how to live life, love right. Breaking up is hard to do, but I got it. Retaining knowledge of how to do it right, leaving it all behind. I'm in recovery. Our history soon to be a distant memory, a shattered piece of my past, one not meant to last. It's sad. You'll feel the repercussions like an aftershock. Nope, it wasn't my fault, but I'll take the blame. Just to refrain from doing this again, I refuse to be bitter in the end. I am amazing, and you didn't get to damage me. You were lucky to have me, but no more. You feeling dehydrated, and I'm feeling liberated, giving you up even the score. My heart don't hurt anymore. It's no longer sore. The breakup. Tough love, like lost and found, like rain coming down to cleanse and restore. You wish I was standing at the door, but you don't get to hear my footsteps in the dark anymore. No more dreaming of you. Yeah, the truth that I've been through because of you, and now I'm through because of you. You don't get to keep me down, and you don't get to keep me around. You missed it. My worth. I still see how you fail to recognize that I am a warrior among these thieves, and I felt you trying to bleed me weak. But you don't understand that I am destined to do great things. I happily stepped on your throne. I used it as a stepping stone, refusing to look back. This part of my past, I happily place in this big black trash bag, ready for pickup. I'm chunking you deuces, because this is the breakup.